Yeah, it's up there doing its little bibbity 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 bop. Hey, I'm Obi, that bastard, here with my douche chill cod coat. It's I figure out what to say, and it's such a tongue twister. Douche chill podcast co-host. Hey, I'm Obi. That's Ed. And I'm just going to use the regular sign in because I can't say that bastard and my Deuce Chill podcast co host very effectively. We're here drinking from the Gardenhose. Guess wherever you get your podcasts. Ed, what's up?
That's it, Obi. No F bombs. I mean, that's
No,
it.
No, listen. I'm gonna work on it. I was gonna write it down, but then I passed out instead, so I didn't write out the intro the way I want to say it because I think we got everything now. I'm a bastard. You're douche chill. We're drinking from the garden hose. Guess wherever you get your podcast. Oh, we're about nothing. Favorite podcast about nothing. But no, I don't think the F bomb needs to come off right away. I mean, I don't mind dropping the F bomb when appropriate, but I'd like to save it for the middle of the show somewhere.
I mean, I'm just saying, last time you came in hot, and I was just wondering if that was going to happen again. So,
No, so I got a new computer, which is exciting. I'm not using it yet, but I'm gonna have a new computer, and that's when we're gonna start talking about possibly recording this and having little snippets for people to see, and you can see Ed's look on Ed's face when I say "motherfucker," because he was not shocked like a Paul, just like where'd that come from kind of shock. It was great. That's why I started cracking up last time.
yeah, I was shocked because you just started the show off a way you never started it off. But so, Obi, you asked me before if I had some things. I do have a couple things. First, I should tell you that the douche chill piece. I'm still not sure that's going to stick or not, but I will let you know that I did get myself a new, I guess, a douche chill outfit. I'm going to Vegas in a month, and
Okay.
a person I'm going to Vegas with. I'm going with my wife, but I'm going with a couple of our fraternity brothers that you know very well. Stump is one of them, Baz is the other, and Stump is big into uniforms when he travels and he goes places with people. Actually, he's big into uniforms even when he doesn't go anyplace. I mean, years ago, I mean, we're talking 20 years ago, he had a Christmas party and everyone had to wear Argyle to it. Like, so he's been doing uniforms for a long time. And we got a text. We have a group chat, planning restaurants, where we're getting drinks, what shows are we going to. And he plops into the group chat just like a screenshot of a jacket that we had to buy. It's a performance jacket. You're able to apparently wash it in the washing machine. You don't have to dry clean it. It's wrinkle free, so it's great for traveling. You don't need a garment bag. You can just throw it in your luggage and it'll be all set. But I mean, I got a jacket that I'm going to travel with, so that's douche chill, right?
Listen, it's douche chill if you're wearing a sports coat in first class just cuz. It's not douche chill just to have a jacket when you're going out on the town in Vegas. So I'll have to see when the exact moments you wear it are. It could be douche chill or it could be incredibly practical.
But what if I wear it on the plane?
Yeah, the plane's rough for me. Yeah, I gotta say the plane is rough.
Economy, by the way, in economy. I'm not flying first class to Vegas.
So no, because then if you're in economy, it looks like you're poor and you need to bring this jacket, and it's the only way to get it there. If you're in first class, it's like, oh, I'm in first class. It's a big difference. The look. One is I'm so poor, I have one jacket. It's gonna keep me warm in the plane and be worn in Vegas. The other is look how important I am. I have my sports coat on in first class.
So if I wear my new sports coat in economy, that's not douche chill.
No, I don't think it says. No, I'm gonna say it's economy chic. See the difference there?
Economy chic. I might be going economy chic. I may lose the douche chill moniker and go to economy chic. But so I wanted to share that. Got myself a new jacket that is wrinkle free, which I don't know. Seems kind of neat that I could fold it up, throw it in my washer machine instead of having to dry clean it. So I'm excited. I'll let you know how that goes. But so as we're talking about looks. Uh, I was at the gym today lifting heavy weights because that's what I do. I pick things up and I put them down. And I'm always amazed every time I'm at the gym about today's teenage boys. Now, Obi,
Yeah, yeah, and I would expect you to be amazed by teenage boys. That's yeah, I know.
as you know, I was a teenage boy once, and I believe you were as well. And I, Obi, do you go to the gym now? And this isn't, I'm not here to shame you, but do you go to
Uh
the,
no, I have some heavy things in my basement, and I only go to the gym to do we have our sword practice in the gym, but so I'm at the gym, but I'm not lifting at the gym.
all right. So you might not know what I'm going to talk about here, but there's a lot of looking in the mirror. And I'm not talking about looking in the mirror while you're performing an exercise. There's a lot of looking in the mirror at their muscles. And I'm
Okay.
not talking about me looking in the mirror at their muscles. I'm talking about them looking in the mirror at their own muscles. And they're posing. They think they're on stage like Arnold Schwarzenegger. Sometimes they may lift their shirt up so they can get a good look at their abs. They may pull their arm sleeves up so they can get a better look at their biceps or triceps. A lot of times taking selfies in the mirror. And this is all in public in front of other people. Like it's one thing if they're doing that at home in their own, private bathroom. But Obi, what are your thoughts about teenage boys admiring themselves in a public gym it really strikes me odd, and I think their parents did something wrong.
So I I have seen some of the things you're talking about. I've seen other things. I would say the bottom line, Ed, is that you're sounding like a grumpy old man because there is no doubt about it. Gym culture and what goes on in the gym today is so different than when we were teenagers or in our 20s. The biggest thing, right? It starts from the moment that everybody has their ears with something in it. So the gym has become a very non-public place, right? I see on TikTok all the time, just leave me alone. Don't interrupt. Don't even say hi to me. When we used to go to the gym, yes, we worked out, but there was a more social aspect to the gym than I see now, which then takes you from, if it's not as social as when we used to do it, then you do that private thing. Yeah, I mean, when I'm downstairs in my basement lifting heavy objects, still at 50, I'm like, let me see how lame I look. Right? It's a different feel than when I was 20 and flexing, but still I'm in the mirror. Is things going the way I want? And I just think that the gym has become a private time in public versus a public time when we were growing up. So I'm feeling grumpy old man right there is what I'm
Well,
hearing from you.
there's no doubt I'm a grumpy old man. I mean, that's what this whole podcast is about. But I tell my wife all the time I want to do this, and I'm telling you, every time I see a guy, and it's not a guy, every time I see a kid posing down in the mirror, and I particularly the one I like the most is when they actually lift their shirt up and to see their midsection, right? I love that one. They lift their shirt up and they're looking at themselves in the mirror. I mean, it's the greatest thing ever. And do you know what I want? I have such an urge at that moment,
To
but I
smack him in
don't.
the belly.
No. You could go to jail for that, probably, right? Like smacking some kid. Like you
Yeah,
can't.
but come on, that's what I want to do. Bam. Okay,
No,
but go on.
no. What I want to do more than anything at that moment, when that kid is staring at himself in the mirror, I want to go stand next to him and I want to lift my shirt up as well and admire my belly in the mirror. But my wife thinks that the kid won't get the joke.
Well, he won't get the joke at all. But I
I
would.
mean, that would be the funniest thing ever if I did that, by the
Oh
way.
yeah, yeah. What you could do is you could lift it up and go. That's when you want to go. Yeah, after 50 years and two kids. I hear you. I think it is funny. First of all, I want to go back to calling you a
By the way,
grumpy.
Obi, it's
When I
funny
was
if I don't.
calling you a grumpy old man there,
By the way, it's funny if I don't say anything. It's funny if I just go stand next to him and lift my shirt up and go, looking good, and then I walk away. That's hilarious.
uh, yeah. Listen, I want to go back to calling you a grumpy old man because when I call you Juice Chill, I am making fun of you a little bit. When I call you a grumpy old man, I'm saying that I'm not disagreeing with your point of view. That it's weird. it's just that sometimes it's just when I think something's weird, you think something weird, we both think it's weird because we're grumpy old men. I find you get more bothered by it sometimes, but that's not supposed to be like douche chill. So you don't have to defend yourself on being a grumpy old man. I was just, you're right. It is weird, but
Yeah.
it's also just, I guess it's what people do. It's like, I'm like, okay, I'm not supposed to be here anymore. I'm too old for this. So,
Nah, not too
so,
old.
so,
I lift heavier weights than half these guys doing pose downs in the mirror. That's the crazy part.
well, that's because you got old man muscles. You've been doing it for 50 years.
Right, exactly. I do have old man muscles.
Yeah, it's like, yeah, it's just,
There is such thing as muscle memory, so I do have old man muscles. So okay, it'll be interesting to see what other people think, but I think it's weird behavior, and I judge people like you wouldn't believe when I'm at the gym. I judge people who have bad form. I judge people who lift less weights than I do. I judge people who hog machines and sit on them and are clueless to the world. I judge people who do pose downs in the mirror. I judge a lot of people, but
wow. Listen. I can see you explaining to everyone why I lift in my basement now.
I judge. Oh, wait, Obi, maybe this is why you lift. I judge the men who shave their legs.
Ed, I mean, I'm with you. I see shit at the gym that is just like, I don't want to be part of this world. Like, yeah, guys doing curls, and they're doing curls from like 75% bent over to lift up the bar, and you're like, okay, so you curled 100 pounds, but you broke your back. I'll see you when you're 50. You ain't moving. Like, form crazy guys who just sweaty, leaning over on the machine and just taught like spending an hour on one machine doing 5 total sets. Like, your sweaty ass can't get off the machine and work people in. At least, yeah. Ed, gym behavior is horrible. I'm with
Yep,
you.
it's
I guess
horrible.
I
And I
started off
judge
with
them all. I judge them all. Men, I don't judge the women. You know what? God bless the women going there. Do what you got to do. I mean, we could do a whole other episode on how the young women don't even wear any clothes anymore at the gym, but we're not even going to go there because that would not be a cranky old man. That would be a dirty old man. That's not what this podcast is about. So we'll just talk about the boys. But so I want to stop talking about the gym now. I want to talk about it. You asked me if I said I had a couple of things. Here's the other thing. Obi, I got to buy a car. I got to buy a car. My wife's car keeps breaking down. We got to get rid of that damn thing. Because it's costing me a lot more money than buying a new car. But I don't know if we've talked about this, Obi, but there might not. I think I enjoy going to the dentist more than I enjoy buying a car.
You wouldn't be alone. You wouldn't be alone. That is a
I hate buying
horrible
a
thing
car.
to do.
So, Obi, do you have any car buying tips for me?
Car buying tips for you.
I saw some tips on TikTok that I'm going to share with you if you don't have any tips for me.
Send your wife without you. Drink a lot of beer, and when she comes home ready to kill her, just hug her and tell her how much you love her.
Well, I sent her to test drive by herself because I figured that way they will leave her alone. Because if I was with her, they would think they were going to sell a car that day and they would bother us. If she goes by herself and says, I'm only here to test drive, they know damn well my husband's not here. I'm not buying today. But here's the tip I saw on TikTok, Obi. You tell me things have changed. Just like guys are posing in the gym, things have changed. Apparently, the worst thing you can do in buying a car is to actually go into the dealership and negotiate in the dealership. What you're supposed to do is negotiate everything online now.
Okay, so how does one negotiate it online though? How does one go, no, thank you, that's too much? Are you supposed to do a chat?
Yeah, you can do a chat, you can do emails, you could call the person on the phone. But here's the thing: in today's day and age, the reason what you're and I haven't done this, but this is what I'm going to do. You just email 3 different dealerships with the car. You tell them the car you want. You know it's on the lot. You see it on the internet. You see the stock number. You say, I want this car. Give me your best price out the door. How much will I pay out the door? They'll give you a price. Another guy will give you a price, and another guy will give you a price from 3 different dealerships, 2 different dealerships, 10 different dealerships. whatever, wherever you're willing to travel to pick it up if you're going to buy it from them. And then you tell them, like, look, you're $500 too high. I got this other guy who's going to give it to me for this price. He can tell you go scratch, or he can say, I'm going to beat it. And you say, okay. And then you go pick up the car.
Wow. I love
I
that.
saw this on TikTok.
That's awesome.
Well, in theory, it's awesome, right?
Yeah, no, that's fantastic. Because then, see, you take away the dealer's biggest strength,
Yes.
which is having you stuck there,
Yes.
annoyed as fuck.
Yes.
Just like,
Think about this. Obi, if you got 3 dealerships, right? And let's say one is 5 miles from your house, another one's 20 miles from your house, and another one's 50 miles from your house. Let's just say that, right?
Right.
And if you're going to buy a car, you're going to go the one 5 miles from your house, right? While you're sitting there and you think you're getting screwed over, you're contemplating, do I get up and drive to the other place 20 miles away? And you're thinking in my head with traffic, that's like 40 minutes out of my life. And when I go there, the old way, they may not even have the car. Now we know online, but they may not even have the car. 2, they may not want to play ball. I may drive 20 miles and they may give me a worse deal. And then I got to drive back with my tail between my legs to the place, because you're not even going to go the 50 miles away. You're never driving 50 miles to buy a car, right? Not to negotiate and do all that crap. But think about it. If you email the 5, 20, 50, right? And 50 is the cheapest by $1,000, you'll drive 50 miles to save $1,000, won't you?
Easy peasy. 50 miles an hour, no problem.
Right. To save $1,000. But you're absolutely right. That's the number one weapon a dealership has is time. When your ass is sitting there, they know they got you.
Then, you want a financer? Let me talk to my finance guy. And then you're locked in there.
So I'm going to try the new strategy. We'll see how it works. I still think it's going to suck ass. I
don't know. I don't know. I wonder. I'm excited here. I think this is great stuff. I'm going to be remembering this. That to buy.
I think I got to do it this week. I think by the time we do our next podcast, I'll be able to report back on whether I got screwed or not.
Oh, listen, I think it's going to work out great. Then you go in with the number in writing. They show up. You're like, here's the deal we struck. Have the paperwork ready. And then you, by the way, you have the second one. You walk in there, that paperwork ain't ready. You're going, well, I am going 20 miles down the road. Peace. You had your one shot.
I don't even think. I think you don't even let them do that. I think you have them send you the paperwork over email.
So you bring it in the signed paperwork.
Why not?
Oh, even better.
Why not?
Oh, this turns the tide. I'm all in. I'm going to go buy a car just for fun now.
I mean, you could call the guy up. You could call the guy and go, I'll give you a $500 credit card deposit. If that's the number you want, I'll give you a $500 credit card deposit.
Right.
Send me the book, I'll sign it, and I'll be in tomorrow to pick the car up. Or in 2 days, whatever you tell me.
Right. No, I can see why this would work. Absolutely. Good. Look at TikTok being useful and helpful.
By the way, there's multiple guys on TikTok that give this advice. So it's not one guy. It's not. There's multiple people go. The worst thing you can do is go into the dealership. Do not do that. You lose once you walk into the dealership.
Of course you lose. They have you there. That is their domain.
Yeah, just give me your best price. Your out the door price. Just give it to me. And you give it to me, and another guy gives it to me, and I can either play you guys against, or I can just go with the lowest one. I can do whatever I want at that point.
Right. Well, because that's the thing, Ed. Then you don't have to negotiate, right? 3 guys come in, and they're all within $100 of each other. You're like, all right. Then you're like, well, 20 miles or 200 miles. 200 miles for $200. No, thank you.
Exactly.
Yeah. I think you're going to enjoy this. I think you're going to buy multiple cars. You're going to be buying Alex's car now.
And then think about it. You don't get hurt by having for service, because you could still go to the one 5 miles away to service your car if you needed to. They're not going to track you down. They need to make money. That's how they make most of their money anyway. So they're not going to say, oh, you screwed us. You didn't buy from us. No, they're not going to do that.
Oh, no. Not at all. Not at all. I can tell you because I've been going.
Plus, it's different departments. They won't even know. They won't even care.
No, not at all. They got the car brand service contract, and away you go.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And think about it. If the guy says, "Oh, I got to talk to my manager," like, fine, go talk to your manager and email me back when you're done talking to him and tell
Right.
me what he said. I'm not. Then I'll go back and do whatever I'm doing. I'm not sitting there waiting and going, "Ooh."
Let me know. I'm watching the NCAA. So I'll
Yeah,
talk to you later.
exactly.
Yeah, yeah. This is the whole thing. This is all of their whole go back. All of the things that they do because they've got you by the cojones stuck there, just wanting to go home with your new car.
Yeah.
It's yeah, yeah.
Now, don't you think a car dealership would like this as well, though? Because those guys waste a lot of their time dicking around for a couple $100 too.
I I don't know because listen, that they've been doing business the same way since we were kids. Like I remember going shopping for a car with my father and the same shit.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
So, you imagine if buying clothes were like buying a car? We'd all be walking around naked.
Levi's be out of business.
You imagine if you had to negotiate every time you bought clothes?
Ed, Ed, can you imagine? So you have to buy clothes. Somebody sends you, hey, buy this performance jacket. You'd be like, how much is it? You get it for me. I'll Venmo you the money. You bring me the jacket. That's it.
Oh, yeah.
No, I'm
Yeah,
not wearing Argyle to your Christmas. I ain't got it. I'm not going to Christmas.
Yeah, because I don't want to deal with the sales guy. That Argyle sales guy is the worst sales guy there is. I'm sure of it. I'm sure buying Argyle's got to be the most difficult clothes to buy if it was the car dealership model.
Christmas Argyle? No way. Never going to that party. No, thank you. Can't.
Imagine buying a pair of Jordans. You negotiate with you'd have to go to Foot Locker, you'd go to Champ Sports, you'd go to Dick's Sport. You'd have to negotiate all these different places to buy a pair of Jordans. As it is, have you tried to buy sneakers at Dick's Sporting Goods or like one of these places recently? Have you done this?
No.
That actually is almost worse than buying a car now that I think about it. And you're not even negotiating prices. They're just so freaking slow. You get there, there's like one guy working. I'm thinking where the shoes are kept might be in another store that they have to drive to. Because when they leave, and you say, "Can I get this in a size 10?" They go, "Sure." They leave. I don't know what they do, but maybe 15 minutes later they come back with the shoe. If you're lucky. Sometimes they come back 15 minutes later and go, "Yeah, we don't have that in a 10." And you go, "Oh, in a 10 and a half? Oh, maybe. Let me go check." Back in the day, you'd go into the shoe store. They'd come out with the 9, 9.5, 10, 10 and a half, and 11. Because, you never know how the shoes ran. They might not, they bring out 6 pairs for you. You try them on and you walk away. But you go to Dick's 15 minutes and they come out and they tell you don't even have it. And then they got to go back for the next half size. It's ridiculous.
I'm speechless.
Yeah,
Also,
I can tell.
Also, I don't buy my shoes at places where they don't have all the boxes outside and just find your boxes to try them on.
Well, I should do that too, Obi, because you don't have to wait for shit in that situation.
No,
they're all there.
They're all there. I don't buy my shoes at no Dick's where you like. So I don't remember which sporting goods store I was at recently. It may have been Dick's, probably was Dick's. But I remember walking through the shoes, and my exact thought was, I don't want to have to deal with anybody while I'm buying shoes. Where are all the different boxes of shoes? I wasn't shopping for shoes, but I remember thinking that and then moving on to what I was shopping for, which was, yeah.
It's a pain in the ass to get shoes these days. It really is. When you got to get somebody to go get the buy, I agree with you. You're onto something. You're like, you're ahead of your time only going to shoe stores that have the boxes out. I don't think that way. I should do that. I'm like a traditionalist. I still go where the boxes are hidden from me.
Yeah, no, that's those days have gone. Maybe it's because I've done so much shoe shopping with my wife, and when you're just getting fashion shoes, I think that's a sports shoe thing. But when you're just getting fashion shoes, it's not like that. And then you get men's shoes there. But then again, I don't know, you can be able to get your volleyball shoes or your basketball shoes at a place like that as easily as you can at a sporting goods store.
Well, you could, but here's the other problem. Usually you can get the prices better online, right? But you got to try them on. You don't like returning online purchases are a pain in the ass. Like, so you order the 8.5, right? Because the last Nike pair of shoes you had was 8.5. So you order 8.5 for the new shoe. And how Nike does that shit all the time. They change the sizes or whatever. I don't know what the hell they do. And now all of a sudden the 8.5 doesn't fit. Well, you got to return the goddamn shoe, right? And you got to get the 9 or the 9.5, right? So I don't know. It's a pain in the ass buying. My wife has no problem with buying stuff online. She says to me the other day, I got to make a lot of returns today. So what do you mean? She goes, well, I've been buying a lot of stuff on Amazon and none of it really fits or I don't like it. So I got to bring it all back. I'm like, hey, I'm glad you're bringing it back. That's good. But like, who shops that way? My wife does, obviously. I shouldn't even say that.
So wait, Ed,
I never think of ordering stuff thinking I'm going to try it on at home and return it if it doesn't.
well, Ed, every one of my date nights, every date with my wife starts off with a trip to one of the many different types of stores that you can return your Amazon products at. Almost every date starts off that way. All right,
So that's a woman's thing. That's a female thing where they just order clothes, multiple sizes, multiple outfits, and what they like they keep, and what they don't they return at Whole Foods.
Yeah, so I would say now I cannot speak for your wife. I will speak only for mine. It has saved me money because of this. Because when they try it on in the store and they think they like it and then they bring it home and then they don't like it, now returning it's a hassle. But when they order it and they try it on, they're not sure. A week later, they still haven't decided they like it. Then they can return it. Saves you money, but it also means you have to go to Whole Foods once a week to return stuff.
So what you're tapping into there, you're tapping into the phenomenon that the home lighting is the most important lighting for women's clothes.
Because it's the lighting that they look at themselves in the mirror before they go out. And so, yeah, maybe now I think you've taken that to a very good spot. It's the home lighting. Stop with this bright light in the store that makes everything look good. Because that's how it looks like at home. And it certainly doesn't look like that at the restaurant.
Yeah. So maybe that's what's going on. It's the home lighting. If only we could get these kids at the gym, Obi, to think about the home lighting and not the gym lighting when they're going to look at themselves in the mirror, I'd be a happier guy. And going to the gym wouldn't suck.
Charm is that we suck. I'm Obi. That said, catch you next time on Drinking from the Garden.